Welcome to the next class in Lord of the Rings Online. We are working with the Rune Keeper today, and I will agree that this is a moderately difficult class, simply because of the way that you attune to either damage, or healing. On for the lore. And I will agree that Celebrimbor is a good inspiration for Rune Keeper, as he was the ones who made the Elven rings and taught Sauron how to make rings.
The Rune Keeper is a master of the powers of ancient runes. The magical qualities of these secret words can be used to turn the elements against his foes or inspire his allies to continue the fight against the forces of the enemy.
Everybody say hello to Trika. She is Rune Keeper. And just jump into the traits. So Rune Keeper does have all three trees that you can spec into. So yellow line is deal short range instant damage. Mostly lightning skills, if I remember correctly. This one is fire damage over time, and you have to stand still to cast. And then blue line is healing. So starting with group heal. So we're coming down here, and like most things, I will probably just finish out the tree before I come over here. So light on one's feet. If you're healing, you gotta have evade. This gives us Mending Verse, which is another heal. Yep. Then we have Determination. More will is better for a caster. Rune Keeper is will-based. Then we have Rune of Restoration. This is a ground spawn. You place it on the ground and it heals everybody around it within a certain radius. Power Restore, which again, the way I've read it is that skills use a lot more power. Used to not have to worry about it in the slightest. Alright, Mending Verse healing, always good for plus heals. Prolonged Verse, Mending Verse pulse counts, so gives more healing. Then we have Rune of Endurance, healing by plus 10%. Then we come over here with Rallying Verse. Targets revived by nothing truly ends, return with additional power and morale. Yeah, that's our res, and if they can start with more, that's good too. Gets them back in the fight quicker. Unwavering Confidence. Epic for the Ages, heal over time. Again, anything that is good for addition of healing. Truly Epic. Splash heal. AE heal. Self-esteem boost. Another heal. Easy Essay of Exaltation. Damage bubble. And then this just buffs it for duration. And then we get our Bombastic Inspiration. Another heal. With a 2-second cooldown. Sweet. And Overture of Hope will trigger the Bombastic Inspiration heal with the bubbles. Plus 10 incoming healing, minus 10 incoming damage. And it's pretty much always on. Alright, So it gets us these powers. Frost Affinity. Writ of Well-Being. Writ of Health now tears down instead of being dispelled. I'll talk more about that in a bit. Rousing Words. Another heal. Fellowship Narrative. Oops. Glorious Foreshadowing. Master of Illusion. And Our Fates Entwined. Alright. Then coming over here, if I'm healing, I'm not going to have time to stand still and cast, so I'll come over and put some stuff into yellow line. Ceaseless Argument. And then Critical Defense, that's good for somebody who's healing. Confounding Principles. It's got a daze on it, so I'll put that on. And then we got one more we can do. Fulgurite Runestone. It's also a ground spawn. Put it down and it does damage. Lightning damage. That's a good one to have. Put down Fulgurite Runestone and the Rune of Restoration. Hurting other people while healing your mates. Alright. There we go. Now we're going to spec into this one. I usually go red line just because I like the longer distance. But you have to stand still to cast even though it's farther away. This one you can move while casting. I'm going to give this one a try. So let's see how this works. So, Ceaseless Argument, you bet. Exacting Wards, Critical Defense, I'll probably, I usually just max out the line. Again, your mileage may vary. Confounding Principles, yep. Anything that increases the days. Cutting Remarks, since just about everything I do is critical, or tactical. Fortune Smiles, Fate, more Fate means more chance of a critical. We got our Fulgurite Runestone. Thunderous Words. Lightning skills have a chance to briefly buff lightning skills critical chance, so you bet. Criticals are good. Then we have Statically Charged, increases Fulgurite Runestone damage by 40% at rank 3. Epic Conclusion, bam. Harsh Debate, at every lightning skill, 15% chance to plus 3% tactical damage, duration 20 seconds. Up to 15 and plus 15%. That's a good one. And then Closing Remarks. Thunderous Words and Harsh Debate combined into Closing Remarks when both applied to the Rune Keeper. And plus 40% combo damage. Yeah, it's a good one. Then we have Vivid Imagery. High damage that stuns, 1 minute cooldown. And then minus 30 seconds cooldown with plus 3 targets, you bet. Here we have Furious Storms. And then our two ultimates, Concession and Rebuttal. 3-minute cooldown. Still good. Flashing Images, Using a skill that returns you to neutral attunement will cause steady hands to trigger again. Alright. And then, since I'm doing some damage, I'll see if I can't get down to Volcanic Runestone. I won't be able to. Well, maybe I could. So, tactical damage, always good to have. Then, fire damage. I don't have a lot, but at least this is a fire skill. And then 4 points there. And that'll get me down to the Volcanic Runestone. So I can plop one down, plop one of each down, and I'll be doing fire and lightning damage. Alright, so that's it for that. Yep. Then we got our race traits. Again, just Elf, Grace of the Firstborn, Those Who Remain, Blade Dancer, Virtuous High Elf, Enmity of Darkness, Travel to Karas Galadhon, basically Lothlorien, Wrath of the Firstborn, Grace of Valinor, which is just another res, and Glory of the First Age, 3-second stun with a 30-minute cooldown. Alright, so I have slotted Those Who Remain, Wrath of the Firstborn, Glory of the First Age, Grace of the Firstborn, and Travel to Karas Galadhon. Alright, on to here. So for the solo DPS, again, I tend to have offensive skills slotted: Confidence, Honesty, Valor, Zeal, Wisdom. And then for our blue line, again, I tend to go with defensive skills. So Compassion, Discipline. You think I could remember this with as many times as I do it. Honor, Innocence, and Tolerance. Alright, again, I don't have Wit earning yet, but I'll work on getting. Alright. Enough of that. Let's just see some of the skills. Okay, this meter over here, this is your attunement. Going to the left are offensive attunement. Lower numbers are battle attunement, higher numbers are healing. So this side is battle, this side is healing. So if you'll notice here, it's Writ of Lightning attunes 3 towards battle. This one attunes 3. This one attunes 3. So you'll just notice this thing keep going that way as I use them. Oh, and they decrease over time. Attunes 1. Neutral attunement. You know what? Notice it went all the way back down. This one attunes 3. Attunes, come on, attunes 3. Attunes 3. Now, if I cast my healing skill, and I cannot remember where it is that it? Well, if I cast anything that is a healing skill, oh, there it is. Prelude to Hope. Well, I'm going to build it back up so I can show you again. So, build it back up. And then, the attunement goes away quickly when you're not in battle. And then I'm going to cast the healing and just watch how it comes down when I do that. Attunes one that way, so it'll just keep going that way. Now if I cast it again, it'll start going this way. So I have to attune this way for healing, that way for battle. Alright, going into blue line. Alright, so we have some damage skills, but we also have healing skills. Attunes 4. I didn't attune. Attunes 4. Why are you not attuning? Attunes 1. Well, for whatever reason, it's not wanting to attune that way. Probably because I'm not casting it on peoples. People? I hate people. Attunes that way. Notice it went down, and if I do a combat, well, it's already gone away because I'm out of battle. Alright, you get the idea. As always, thanks for being here. I appreciate your support. Please leave any suggestions or comments. If you have a different way that you play or spec, please add it in, and I will take a look at it, and I'm sure other people will enjoy it as well. And again, thank you, and be well.